because an upstate man is accused of using a drone to send tobacco and marijuana into a South Carolina prison, you guys. Oh, man.
Yeah, this actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very common.
Yes, right? The South Carolina Department of Corrections, SCDC, said 2 men were charged for allegedly helping someone send contraband into the Ridgeland Correctional Institution. Officials said the suspects reportedly tried to use a drone to send tobacco and marijuana into the prison yard. According to officials, one of the suspects, 43-year-old Alex Nash of Spartanburg, was out on bond for similar crimes when the incident occurred. Officials stated that Nash was charged with providing prisoners with contraband, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, and criminal conspiracy. Officials added that the other person involved, 39-year-old Christopher Brannon from Moore, was charged with some of the same crimes. Well. Man, they got a few people on some crimes. High crimes, I would say. And they had one of these things, one of these little drones just dropping off little care packages to the inmates. And this just reminds me of like I knew a lot of people in different minimum security prisons or facilities also across the country, and a lot of them were kind of like camps. And a lot of people would go and just like with duffel bags and throw them over the fence and then call their friends on their cell phones and be like, hey, we just dropped the package on the yard, so you need to run over to the fence and go grab it before the guards see it. And so this just reminds me of that and is more technologically advanced type of drop off. I think it's pretty interesting, and I wonder if jails will all of a sudden start to get some type of airborne radar defense to prohibit drone deliveries in the future. But nonetheless, what do you guys think about this?
I have a couple of things. First, Alex and Christopher, you guys are real friends. Good on you for trying to help your homies.
Oh, that's funny.
That's solid.
Yes.
But this is common right now. I mean, think about it. If you have someone that you love who's incarcerated, who is calling you talking about these god-awful conditions that they're living under, and you want to do something to try to help them, you're going to find a way. And this is like a shameful plug, but it's really also just fucking true. If you pick up a copy of Luke's book, High Price, there's a very good story.
There's a story in there about drone delivery, huh?
Not drone delivery, but how things come into prison.
Interesting. Well, usually I thought that's all from the conquistadors.
Fun little story. Yeah.
I mean, I've been there. I've got some stories too. I've also represented correctional officers, and when you shut the door and ask them, how does a cell phone get into a jail? It doesn't come in somebody's ass. Okay.
No.
Well, cell phones are kind of big, especially if it's an iPhone.
Well,
it's not quite a pack of dominoes, Dale.
iPhone Max.
I was in a camp, private prison, okay? And we had the Southsiders bringing shit into the facility, and they'd put some young pup out there and go, okay, someone dropped something in the field. When no one's looking, you're going to run your ass out there and grab it and run back. Okay, if you get pinched, too bad. We'll send somebody else. And there was tobacco trade, there was cannabis trade. People cook Pruno. If there's something they want, they'll find a way to get it in there.
I know how to make some Pruno, and they even came in my cell one time, and there was I don't understand how the guard didn't see this, but like he opened my drawer and there was just a big bag of Pruno in there, and he didn't take it or anything. I was shocked, and we ended up drinking it like the following night, and I was just like, still didn't understand why I didn't take it.
Oh my god!
I mean, I was bored. What else am I gonna do? I sat there and I watched after lockup. I sat there and drank it and watched what were they called, the people that get to be out there. I'm forgetting the word. The like basically the teachers' pets for the deputies.
Well, the trustees.
Yeah, the trustees. Yeah, there we go. The trustees, and the trustees were watching South Park that night, so I had a good laugh. It was very entertaining.
Well, I couldn't get it past my nose. It stinks terrible.
You know what I thought? You know what's funny? You know what I thought it smelled like and tasted like? It just tasted the same to me as like a screwdriver, orange juice and vodka.
It's got a bite to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They make it out of bread and shit like that and let it cook in your toilet.
No, we didn't cook it in the toilet.
I'll pass.
We did not cook it in no toilet. No, we cooked it in a plastic bag, bro, and then it had to burp it and whatnot. Let the fruits ferment
I'm so
and all
grossed
that.
out right now. Can we stop talking about it?
Yeah. Back to the story, though. I think that this is funny because I think we all know shit like this happens, whether by a drone or through a guard or whatever. But to me, it's like, man, these guys didn't go through the proper channels. Like, you gotta give the guard their nut. You gotta give the warden his nut. That's how that shit works, right? Like, you try and go outside of a system. No wonder you got popped.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder too. I mean, I would think that a drone delivery drop off would be a much safer bet for people not wanting to get caught bringing contraband into the facility, because normally traditionally you'd have have a visit and the visitors would bring the stuff in, and then at the same time, once you bring contraband into a jail, you're guilty of a felony. The same thing with if you get searched by a cop. Right? If you get searched by a cop and you have some drugs on you that they don't find, and then when they search you again, once they take you into jail,
that on it in the end,
Well, no, but at that point, if they find it when they're in the jail, that's more of an enhanced charge. If they didn't find it in the first place and you didn't alert them of that you had it prior to arriving in the jail, that's more of an enhancement charge.
Yeah, because you're guilty of sneaking drugs into a jail at that point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but jails ain't prison. Okay, when you come into jail, they book you, they process you, a lot of, squat and lift your sack, all that kind of shit. When you're actually in prison and you're not coming and going, it's a different dynamic, and there are forces on the yard to control this. And the one riot I got in the middle of where they're trying to kill each other is someone was fucking with the cell phone trade. I'm going to rat you out, and the next thing you know, trying to stab them. And so this is controlled by groups on these, the compounds, if you will. And if somebody brings it in by drone and no one sees it and rats you out, but the guards, the cops the correctional officers I represented, they want you smoking weed. You're not out fighting, trying to stab each other when you're stoned. They'll kill each other. Cigarettes, heroin, meth, coke, it's all in there. They'll kill each other for it. But when they smoke weed, they tend to be more mellow. A different, and the guards know. It's like, let's not pretend you're not getting this in. And a lot of times they turn their eye to it because they want you to do things for them. And it's quid pro quo everywhere. If you want someone to take a beat down and you just turn your eye and go, I need this motherfucker to be smacked, or a shot caller comes to you and go, I want someone to be smacked, talk to him, we're going to kick the shit out of them. There's a lot of things that happen inside prison that the average person would just, the church ladies would go, oh my God, they'd pass out. It's like, grow up, God damn it. This is what happens when you put a bunch of crazy people together and let them to their own, wits, and they will survive. They will survive.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's well documented and portrayed in mainstream media and movies and TV and all sorts of stuff. So I think at this point, if you're shocked by it, that's willful ignorance.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man. All right, we're gonna keep
wishful thinking, maybe.
We're gonna keep this train rolling.